What's going on now? Okay. Oh, got it all backwards.
Backwards.
Could you turn that forward for me? Sorry about that, y'all. Okay. Okay, we got it right. Uh-oh. What happened now? It went back.
I think I'm something wrong.
Okay. There we go. Shalom Aleichem. Shalom Aleichem. Sabbath Shalom. Hamjambo. Habadiyako. Wako. To my brothers and sisters in Africa. And we're going to continue on with the study on the book and the books of life. It's very important that we understand this. We will see in this study, I'm going to finalize it here. Great job. Shalom Aleichem, sister. Could you get me something with some sugar in it? Those that went into the first study I did Monday, we're going to not conclude because we got to continue on with understanding. I need something with a little sugar in it. Y'all excuse me. But we want to start off with Daniel 12. I'm going to go back to that. That's the only one I'm going to rehearse. Where it speaks of Daniel 12 and 1. That the true Israel that shall be delivered, that's what it said, those that will be delivered, is everyone that shall be found written in the book. Singular. Very important to understand as we go into this next part. Therefore, the book represents something. And when it says books in Daniel 7:9, okay, we keep that in mind. The Sefer book and the Sephirim, which is all revealed in the book of Revelation. Okay. There's a cohesiveness here going from what they call the Old Testament into the New Testament. Very important to understand for your salvation. Because in the Christian world, they don't even understand what salvation is. Okay. But this reveals what Yahweh wants to do in you. Okay. And not this pathetically simple-minded doctrine of receive Jesus in your heart and you're saved. Very simple-minded. They show that the Christians do not study the word. What they do is try to take the word and enforce it within their ideals. But we have to take the word for what it is. Okay? And we went through, but we want to go to, first of all, I'm going to just quote Revelations 12, that the remnant of Israel is those that keep the commandments and the testimony of Yahshua. That's the standard of entering into redemption, or what we call salvation, the renewing of the heart from the quality of sin and death to the quality of and character of Yahweh.
Are you guys okay?
So when we see him, we shall become like him. Not like your denomination, but like him. And we got to do it. He is the standard that we're trying to achieve. His quality and standard, the standard of his word or his Elohim, okay, is what we're trying to achieve. Not the standard of the system or the world and their understanding of righteousness, but the righteousness of Torah, as Saul taught in Romans 8:4. Okay, that's the fulfillment of the standard of the righteousness of his Torah. You having connection issues? Okay, beam it up, brother. Jonathan, you put that Puerto Rican thing on it, man. Oh, that's my brother. So I'm going to continue on because I don't know what you mean by connection issues that you're having. Tell me if it's all right, okay? Greg, y'all, you having any connection issues? All right, y'all let me know, okay? Because everything seems good here on this side, all right? So we go to Revelations 20:11. And this is talking about the final judgment. See, in this life, we are always being judged. Okay. All is well. Okay, great, y'all. I'm going to continue on. We are always being judged, but it's the judgment of chastisement and correction. Okay. In order for you to bear the fruits of righteousness. Okay. So Elohim, from the time that you enter into his will, is in the judgment towards the righteous in chastisement and judgment. Okay. That you might enter into fulfillment of the righteousness of Torah. And then there's the final judgment, which is spoken of, and I think it's Hebrew when it says that after death, we all enter into judgment. That's the resurrection. The resurrection out of the grave of the body, the 666 form. Okay. Taking my time today. All right. And so we enter into judgment. That's the final judgment, in which the books of your life, or the book and the books of your life is read. If you're in the book of life, you're good. But when he say books, we need to understand that. Okay. So it says in Revelations 20:11, and I saw the dead. Okay. The great and the small standing before the throne. It says it's a white throne, but in the language, even in Greek, it means illuminous, phros, Phros. It doesn't mean white. It means illuminous. So we know that this light, when you come before the light, it is able to penetrate into the heart where we can see the quality. Okay. The dead here signifies the same as devil or harashim, because the word devil in Old English comes from the evil, which is the proper translation, because harashim means the wicked, or the hara without the male plural form means the evil. Okay. Which it was da, then evil, the evil. And as the language progressed, it became devil, and they made the devil a personification instead of a effluence or a condition. Okay. Wicked ones, harashim, the devil. Because a devil, or those who are in the evil quality, is a vessel of death. Okay. Or the synagogue of Satan, because evil produces false concepts, false thinking, false cognitives, okay, by which you see life in the opposites of divine will. Okay. So the synagogue of Satan is those that are within the quality of the evil, or hara, okay, in the Hebrew, okay, and those that are been transformed and redeemed are in the quality of divine good, hatov, okay, or the synagogue of Satan. So those who are called synagogues of Satan is not based on race; it's based upon the quality of your heart, okay. Satan is the falsehood of the mind, whereas hell and Gehenna is the lust that derives from the evil and produces falsehood in the mind. Okay. Because as Yeshua said, out of the heart, the mouth speaks. The mouth is the extremity that expresses the thoughts of the mind. Okay. So if your heart is in evil, even if you're speaking in an appearance of righteousness, it still holds the quality of evil and have the same results. Okay. So it says death and hell, where they said death and hell gave up their dead. Okay. That's in Revelation, starting with in verse chapter 20, starting with verse 11. Death and hell gave up their dead signified the spiritually dead, those who are still in the condition of tohu vabohu, emptiness and formless and emptiness, okay, whose condition is called death and hell. Of Gehenna Gehenna was revealed after cessation from the natural world into the spiritual, where judgment takes place. You are raised into a state of condemnation, as Yeshua taught, or raised into a state of justification. So it goes on in verse 11, it says, and the books, plural, keep that in mind, plural, was open. And another book was open. Okay, two different books, which is the book of life. And the books, plural, was open. And another book was open, which is the book of life. So here, those who are called books, okay, those who are called books, who are in the diverse evil. See, that's what books, that's why it's plural. Because evil is diverse, is pluralistic. Okay. So books represents those who are in diverse evils. Okay. Thus they are called sepharim, books, plural. Very important. To be open is to have the quality of your heart, what is called your book, revealed. That is, the quality of their will, affections, and the cognitions that derive from the will and affections and intentions of the heart. Okay. Whereas the book of life, okay, singular, the book of life is written in a singular form. Why? For all truth, the commandments is from Echad, one. Yahweh is one. His book is one. His will is one. Okay. So those who are called the book are those who are written in Torah, who are written in the righteousness and the goodness and the quality of Torah, which is the character and quality of Yahweh. That's why it says in Romans that we might fulfill the righteousness of Torah. I will put my Torah in your mind and write it in your heart. We just need to convert what we know in the mind into life and purity within our heart. How do we do that? We're going to see that in a minute. Okay. And come out of this second grade religion. Oh, just receive Jesus in your heart and you're saved. Don't even know what saved means. And I say this by experience. Okay. Not by doctrine. I teach scripture. I don't teach church. I don't teach anything but scripture and seek Yahweh for enlightenment from the spirit of truth that is from him. Okay, so let's start over here. Whereas the book of life, the books of life, are those who are in diverse evil. The book of life that is open, okay, one, okay, is the character and quality of Elohim and all who is in Elohim are one, as Yeshua taught. Let them be one as we are one. So they are not seen as pluralistic. They are seen as one in Mashiach, one in the light of Elohim, one in the will of Elohim, those who have entered into the unity of the faith. Okay. One. See? Everything in Yahweh is one. Even when you enter into him, you're seen as one, his body. He's the head, you're the body. And the head and the body is what? One. And so when the book of life and those who are congenial with that book and who has had the righteousness of Torah and the character and power of Elohim, Yahweh, written in their hearts, okay, they're not seen as a plural anymore. They're seen as one. One life, one book, one life, one will, one purpose. And that's how Yahweh sees them. I hope if this is being understood. Right? Y'all tell me if I'm being concise and comprehensible. All right? And those written in the commandments and given one life of Yahweh, birthing divine good, thus removing the quality of diverse evil and becoming of one quality of divine good, and are thus seen as one man, one life, now called the people of Elohim, they who keep the commandments and the testimony of Yeshua, they who are called true Israel, who are written in the book, who are written in the book. That's what the prophet Daniel prophesied, that those who would be delivered from death and hell, delivered from the lake of fire. We're going to break that down. Okay. Would be called the people of Elohim. Not based upon race, color, or creed, or denomination, but those who are written. I will put my Torah in your mind. I will write it in your heart. That's the central theme and promise of the Brit Kadasha. But we got this European image of, Elohim sitting on a literal throne. And this angel with a little book. Is Uncle Jed in there? Yeah, Uncle Jed in there. Okay, let him in. Is Mary had a little lamb in there? Okay, let him in. But he said, I will write, Keturah, I will write my Torah in your heart. I will give you the character and quality of the righteousness of Yahweh Elohim. That's why it says in Jeremiah, and his name shall be called Yahweh or Yahovah Zidkenu. Yahweh, our righteousness. Okay. Our righteousness is received in through us. And we're going to show you why. I just said obedience, not just believing. Okay. Faith without works is dead. Faith without works is dead. Okay. Truth is converted into the heart based upon obedience. There is no conversion without obedience. You're just a whitewashed tomb. You got all this knowledge of Elohim, but you have not converted to the righteousness of Elohim. And that's why the church, Western church, stands in condemnation. Because they blaspheme the word of Elohim and teach you that you can be saved through some vicarious sacrifice that they invented, which is not taught in the word. Can you show us the Hebrew name of the creator in Torah? Yohei-Vaheh. Okay. Yohe-Bahe. All right. Transliteration, Y-H-W or U or O. I go with the O, Yehovah. Okay. And if you understand the different symbols on Vav, the Vav can be based upon where the vowel point is. The Vav can be a O, it can be a U, it can be a Va, Va, Va. It can be a W. Okay. You got to understand the grammatical principles of the Hebrew language. Okay. So I don't even deal with that. I say personally, Yehovah. Some people say Yahuwah. I have no problem with that. Okay. I have no problem with it. Okay. That's between you and Yahweh. Okay. All right. So I'm not dogmatic about the pronunciation of his name, understanding the different vowels of different language. But that's not the point we're on, CG. Okay. It says now, the people of Elohim in Daniel 7. Okay, putting this together with Daniel 7, the prophets, what does it say? Okay. It says that the true Israel, or the people of Elohim that shall be delivered, which is talking to Israel, the prophet Daniel, everyone that shall be found written in the book, singular, written in the book of Torah, through which we are given divine quality through obedience, what the apostle Caiaphas said, that we might become partakers of divine nature, divine character, divine power. Okay. Which is transferred through the obedience of the truth. That's when conversion takes place. And it goes on and say, and the dead was judged every one according to what? His works, not his faith. Faith without works is dead. Faith becomes alive and active and powerful when it is accompanied with works. Not like these goyim pigs be telling you. Well, just believe. That's what they say, Jesus in your heart, and you saved. Biggest lie they ever told. Okay? Just come to church, get a pastor money so you can buy him a Cadillac. No concept of a holy nation. No concept of the body of Mashiach. No concept of the word. Just this slave master's doctrine that these house Negroes continue to propagate. And then you see the moral condition of those who are victims of this racist pig society continue to degenerate, even in the church. Now you got homosexual pastors and lesbian pastors and all kind of things that are against Torah. Torah is not being written in their hearts. It's not being put in their mind and written in their heart. If you wish to enter the life, keep my commandments. These are the people of Elohim, those that keep my commandment and the testimony of Yeshua. It's all through the Old Testament and the New Testament. So we got what Yahweh taught me today. You can't pour new wine in the old bottles. I had to think about that. And Pastor Ted called me. I said, boy, I'd skip that. That testimony of Yeshua. You know? Some of us has been so confirmed in the falsehood of this society, these racist pigs, these house Negroes, who only are seeking material aggrandizement in this life, the treasures of this life, and not the treasures of Shamayim, heaven. For it is written, he has blessed us with every spiritual blessing in heavenly places, to become partakers of the divine nature, to become partakers of his divine character, become partakers of his divine power, that we might escape the corruption of this world. We're participating in that corruption. Okay. And I know people don't like to hear this message. Okay. People run from it. Okay. Why? Because I don't substantiate feminism, chauvinism, and all the other isms that this society gives you. Why? It's against the word. It's against the word. It is the opposite will of the word. So I'm going to cast down every thought and imagination that comes against the obedience of Yeshua, who is obedient unto death to what? The principles, precepts, and statutes of Torah. Therefore, Elohel glorified him. I want to be glorified. I'm getting all this stuff out of my life. Been a struggle for 3 years, but I'm going to break through. And the dead were judged, every one according to their what? Faith. Every one according to their denomination. Every one according to their skin color. Every one according to their so-called race, which is false identity. Everyone according to, you know what I'm saying, their social status. Everyone according to how much money you got in the bank account. No, everyone according to their works. Those of the world who teach salvation by faith alone, without works, obedience to the truth, are called in the spiritual world dragons. That's what Cain was. Cain had a religion, but he had no charity. Cain had a religion, but he had no works of good. He just believed and brought forth fruit from his earth, fruit from his natural disposition. While Abel brought forth fruit from the lamb, that is the fruit of divine nature, and he killed them. They will always kill you. Yahweh showed me that this morning when I was meditating. You can't change the heart of these devils. You can't pour a new wine into these devils who have confirmed a spiritual culture of Satan, who have confirmed, their evils as good, accusers of the holy ones. You can't do nothing for them. I'm letting them go. Hey, go ahead. You want to believe in the slave master's doctrine, these murderers, robbers, rapists, exploiters of man? You want to believe in their righteousness? Okay, go ahead on. You want to believe in their feminism that has broken up families, that has destroyed lives, and especially the lives of children, because you want to be an independent woman, or because you, the male, you chauvinist pig, wants to be the master over the woman as if she's a slave. Both of y'all, feminists and chauvinists, y'all bunch of pigs, followers of slave masters. Okay? No, you in the books. We want to be in the book that exhumes itself, that manifests itself from Yahovah. Those of the world who teach salvation by faith alone, I'm going to say this again, without works, obedience to the truth, are called in the spiritual world serpents or dragons. Thus, Yaqub or James the Just taught faith without works is dead. And if you're living in that faith, then it defines your condition. You're death in hell. That's why we have so much chaos, because we're listening to people in the spiritual condition of death and hell or Gehenna. Because they dress up nice, because they got some more money, like Oprah Winfrey. Okay. Everybody, oh, why? Because she a billionaire. Well, she gonna die. she ain't taking it with her. Okay. But she definitely is not a spiritually enlightened woman. She might be socially conscious. She might be financially conscious. But she is not written in the book until she repents and do the works of Abraham. We get titillated by celebrity and money and status. You're going to be in the next world longer than you're going to be in this world. You better try to gain the riches of Yahweh Elohim in this life. And if you get rich, that's Yahweh's will. If you become famous, that's Yahweh's will. But use any status that you have in this society to bring glory to the will of Yahweh Elohim through his Mashiach Yeshua. Faith without works is dead. They know the scripture in the church, but they teach faith, justification by faith, salvation by faith alone. Bunch of hypocrites. Thus those who believe yet deny the works or the charity or the tzedakah of life, of living, as a whole activity that produces the conversion of the heart by which Yahweh can write his law on your heart, write his Torah on your heart, produce his quality within your heart, are serpents and dragons. You know now. If there is no ontological conversion, there is no conversion. You can believe anything. You can believe Santa Claus is real. Okay. You can believe anything. You can believe on the little fairies, the little elves. But that don't convert you. You don't become an elf, but we can become like Elohim if we enter into the obedience of truth. Okay? And begin to convert the heart from the quality of evil to the quality of divine good and escape the corruption that is in the world. Some of us are so far gone, this message just bounce on your head or you get mad at it because you're rebellious. Yahweh said, let the two become one. And you say, I'm an independent woman. You a devil. I'm king over my woman. My woman serve my will. Your woman is to be taught by you to serve the will of Yahweh Elohim, you chauvinist pig. Huh? So the only thing that you men and women need to meditate upon and purify your mind from these goyim concepts of isms and schisms and rebellion is let the two become one. That should be your only action in marriage, in relationship. Okay. That's it. One. Akkad. Ekkad. Ekkad. One book. Ain't no 3-4 books. You have to be in the one book, the book of life. And the book of life doesn't accept anything that derives from the life of mortal man, which is tohu vabohu, formless and empty, without truth and without the quality of good. This must be perfectly understood. Hey, brother, I don't know what you mean by is Yahweh wrong? Why would you even ask me a question like that? When you know I exalt the word of Elohim, why would you ask me, is Yahweh wrong? Okay, if you have something by which you can enlighten me on that I don't understand, then enlighten me. But do not ask me an insulting question like, is Yahweh wrong? When I exalt his word and I exalt his will above any will. Okay, so that's pretty insulting that you would ask me that, CG. Okay. So if you got something that you want to explain to me or enlighten me and explain so I can correct it. But don't ask me, is Yahweh wrong? As many times have you heard me teach the word of Elohim, to ask me that is very insulting. And I'm just being straight because that's how I am. And there's still love between us. Peace and blessings. Okay. But don't ask me an insulting question like that. Okay. Without ontological conversion, okay, remain in the will and affection, and you remain in the will and affection, but you put a religion on top of it. Okay. That's that messenger of light. Okay. All right. But there is no conversion in the knowledge that comes forth from the effluence and the cognitives of the Tohu Vabohu. It still retains. No matter how pretty you make it look, it still retains. It still retains the quality of evil. That's why Yeshua said it over. I mean, we can read it over and over. It's not going to change. You are whitewashed tomb full of dead man bone, vipers, serpents, and the children of vipers. Okay? Even though you wear the disguise of righteousness. See, it's a difference between true righteousness and the disguise of righteousness. I know when I was in the church, they called me though because I used to like to wear dashikis. I had been wearing them. My cousin, when people was criticizing me, and she said, "Man, you've been wearing that since we was kids. You always dressed like that. You was always eccentric. Don't let nobody put you down." I walk in the church. "Oh no, brother, you gotta wear." I'm not dressing up like white folks, man. My ancestors is African. I don't need that. I'm not trying to be a mimicry of no one but Yahweh Elohim. Okay? Yahweh Elohim. Okay? And the one thing I learned is to be honest. To be honest. Okay? Not confrontational. Be wise elders. Okay? Hey, brother, I don't understand this. Okay, this is what and then we exchange where two walk together. Okay, they can come into agreement. We can come into agreement. All right. Because I don't play the Negro game no more. I understand the slave mentality because I came out of it. I understand the techniques of the slave mentality. Okay. That functions in negation and minimization and challenge, and not in encouragement, edification, and empowerment. I understand that slave mentality. Okay? So watch your language with me, because I can see, brother, you still need deliverance. Sister, you still need deliverance. You still in 1865. Okay? I'm in 21. Okay? All right? So we must be written. This is the promise of the new covenant. Jeremiah 31. I shall put into your mind Torah. I shall write into your heart Torah. And Paul enlightened us by saying that our purpose is to fulfill the righteousness of Torah, not the righteousness of the Constitution, not the righteousness of white supremacy, not the righteousness of the slave mentality, built all in aesthetic, but a transformation of the heart from corruption to incorruption. It's all in the scriptures. We've just been taught by these racist pigs and these house Negroes, okay, who have absolutely no idea what salvation is. Just do it. Just live to be acceptable. I live to change. I want the system of the Goyim burning in the fires of Babylon, because it has brought nothing but death and destruction to us. And you house Negroes, you compromisers who seek to please this racist pig system, a system of hatred, more than please the will of Elohim, ain't nothing. As Paul said in Corinthians, you can have all the faith you want, you can have all this, you can have all that, but if you have not tzedakah, the works of charity, the works of compassion, the works of justice that is derived from the Spirit of Yahweh within you, you are nothing. Okay? So we have to understand that this is not poetry. It speaks from Jeremiah, Daniel, Revelation, defines what the books of life are. And it says that those who are not written in the book singular, okay, who are defined as death and Gehenna, who are defined, okay, their quality defined. This is not acceptable within the presence of Elohim. So what? They are cast into the lake of fire. What is the lake of fire? I see the European images, people floating around in fire, all, but come on, man. Yahweh ain't that primitive. But you believe it because Master Trump said it. Okay. Well, these other false prophets who have developed a worldwide and universal society of hatred said it. Huh? And then you get mad at me because I'm not scared to call them a bunch of racist pigs. I'm not scared to call these traitors a bunch of house niggas. Oh, you mean. I'm not mean. I'm just telling you the truth. Take it or leave it. Okay? All right. I don't do no flattery. Scriptures reveal it. The Spirit reveal it to me. I'm going to teach it. Because I ain't looking for no reward. I wish somebody would give and bless me with the economic to take this message throughout this country to my community. Paul said to the Jew first, then the Gentile. I say to the oppressed and sickened black man and woman. And then I bring it to y'all. Okay. All I got for this country is rebuke because they had blasphemed the word. They had misinterpreted the word. They had turned the word backwards into a capitalistic system of exploitation, especially to that word of faith movement they got going on. Talking about if the seed is your money, when Yeshua said the seed is the word. And when we sow the seed of the word within us, we are able to overcome the corruption of this world. Y'all think being blessed is having a penthouse. Sorry. But in Romans 1:24, this, what I'm teaching, is confirmed by the apostles when he says about those who, what is it, 1:24, 26, and 29, Romans. Okay, I might have wrote that down wrong. Likewise, men living their own. Okay, here it is. It's 32. I wrote it down wrong. Who knowing the judgment of Elohim, that is, those who know the judgment of Elohim, that they which commit such things that he named in the above are worthy of death. Why? Because they exhume the quality of death. Okay. Not only do the same, but have pleasure in them that do. Okay. And then we go down. Oh, that's what I got wrong. I was in. Okay, I should have been in 2. Okay, 5. But after chapter 2, verse 5. But after the hardness and impenitent heart treasured up unto themselves wrath against the day of wrath and revelation of the righteous judgment of Elohim. See, this righteous judgment, you don't see it now because you're blind in the judgment of the world. That's why you call 911 on your man. You don't call on Elohim. You don't pray for him. You don't intercede for him. You call 911 and play that little abuse role. I already know the game. Okay. So it tells me whose judgment you depend on. When the scripture said, if there is a problem among anyone, you don't take it to the world, you take it before the elders of Elohim. But we're not set up to do that because we still in Negro order. Okay. Treasure up the heart unto thyself, Romans 2 and 5. Wrath against the day of wrath and revelation of the righteous judgment of Elohim. Look what it says, 6, verse 6. Who will render to every man according to his deeds or work. Come from the same word. Not according to a belief, but according to how you appropriate that belief within congeniality with the word of Elohim, to manifest his will within you and to eradicate the will of darkness, the will of that Negro within you, the will of that assimilated Negro or that racist pig, okay, in you, so that you can see each other as those who keep the commandments and the testimony of Yahshua. These in Daniel 12:1 are called the people who will be delivered, who are written in the book, singular, of Elohim. The Torah. That's the only book he gave us. The Torah through his Nabayim, through his Nabi Moshe. Okay? And then you go even in, that's why I be telling people, y'all don't understand Paul. Y'all see Paul from the eyes of a slave master. I see him from based upon what he was written. And then you can go to even in 1 Corinthians to confirm this. And this is how your salvation will be acquired. 1 Corinthians 5:10. 5:10, it says, was that 5:10? 1 Corinthians. Yeah, it says 1 Corinthians 5:10. I always be writing stuff down wrong. Let me see. Don't say, that ain't the one. Boy, I wrote it down wrong again. Y'all forgive me. All right. Yeah, that's not it. Is that 1 Corinthians or? Yeah, 1 Corinthians. Judgment of the same. But okay, I wrote it down wrong. But we are judged by our works. The works of Torah. We're not judged by a belief. See, that word emunah, faith, means to support. Okay? It means to support. I'm sorry. I was looking for something. To support the will of Elohim. Okay. It says that Abraham believed, but that word is emun. He supported the will of Elohim. He supported what Elohim, his will, and what Elohim wanted for him. Okay. He supported. It's a difference between supporting something. You can believe in Santa Claus, but you can't support him. Why? Because he doesn't exist. He is not a reality. So we believe in things that is not even a reality. Huh? People tell you, they say, well, forget about the past. Okay, as soon as you stop celebrating July 1st and forget your past, I'll forget mine. And you don't see the contradiction. Okay. According to them, Christmas happened 2,000 years ago. Do they forget it? No, they celebrate it. I celebrate and I remember, okay, your crimes against me. After you done killed millions of people, then you want to make a law. Don't kill nobody. You're a murderer. See, we got to get away from this hypocrisy and get our minds established in Torah and the justice of Torah and the judgments of Torah and begin to actualize them unto death if necessary. Okay? And stop believing in the false righteousness of these racist pigs and these house Negroes. Okay? And take a revolutionary stand. Revolution doesn't mean violence. It just means to create a culture of continual change until we reach the highest potential which Yahweh called us for. I know I be talking strong, but I do that for a reason. Okay?
Hold on.
Because I have a very tender heart. But when I speak the word and I see the condition of my historical people, and some of them ain't worth a dime, okay? But at least I'm going to enter into the next life saying, I spoke your word as it was. I defined it as you revealed. I didn't play the money game. Okay. I didn't play the hustle game. All right. I didn't follow anyone because of the color of their skin. I didn't follow this racist doctrines and skin color doctrine. I followed your Torah and taught your Torah that you want to write on my mind, put in my mind and write in my heart. I know you will. I don't think didn't come through these racist pig lies of religion that they taught. I had to come through it, but I said, no, not me, bro. And I studied. It doesn't make me greater than nobody, it just shows the mercy of Elohim. Okay? All right? So he wants to put his Torah in your mind. Because it says in Psalm 119, your Torah, your commandments is the truth. Okay? So what do y'all believe? You believe in the righteousness of the Constitution of the United States? Or the righteousness of Torah and the testimony of Yeshua? You got to decide. You got to be like Yeshua, son of Nun. He said, as for me and my house, we going to serve Yahweh. Okay? Because I'm getting all the adulteration out of my life. Okay? And as I proceed forth into my priestly duties again, if you ain't standing with the word, you ain't standing with me. Because I'm not going to lose my salvation over Negro foolishness. And that includes my family or whoever else, which ain't never done nothing for me no way, so why am I still dealing with them? Why? Because we family? Okay. So me and Pastor Ted Williams is putting together a plan, and we're going to evangelize in Florida. We're going to bring forth a fellowship, if it be Yahweh's will, that is in divine order and that is strictly based upon the order of the word. Breaking all tradition. Okay. And we invite you, when we have established this, to come and fellowship with us. It's going to be a while, because it takes time to organize and develop. Okay? But open yourself up to this concept. I will put my Torah in your mind. I will write it upon your heart, producing the quality of divine nature, where we can become a people as, let me see, what's that scripture? Let me introduce y'all to this scripture. I think it's Jeremiah. No, it's not Jeremiah. It's Joel. Yeah. Joel, or Yoel, 2, called the day of Yahweh. What does it say in chapter 2? I said, blow the trumpet in Zion, and it goes through that, and it says, in verse 2, a day of darkness and gloominess, a day of clouds and thick darkness, as the morning spread upon the mountain, a great people and strong. A great people and strong. There have not been ever the like, neither shall there be any more after it, even to the years of many generations. A fire devoured before them, and behind them a flame burneth. The land is as the garden of evil, Eden before them, and behind them a desolate wilderness. Yea, and nothing shall escape them. See, that's what I want. I want to fulfill that properly. To be that great and mighty people, where the fire of Yahweh, the fire of divine nature, is our effluence. Okay? Overcoming that false fire of the wicked and bringing them down to the submission of the will of Yahweh and the law of Yahweh. See, this is prophesied. It will be. I don't know how long. It might take 1,000 years. I know with the mentality of Negroes today, it might never happen because we have confirmed the truth of the flesh man instead of the truth of the spirit. Yahweh is about healing and understanding, not about your feminism, not about your chauvinism, not about your other isms. I'm a Democrat. I ain't no Democrat. I ain't no Republican. Okay? I'm what Yahweh says I am. Okay? And I don't follow none of it. Be ye holy, separate, as I am separate. And that's the only thing I want to do is encourage people. You know what I mean? I don't get off into these petty arguments, you know what I mean? And these petty things, you know what I mean? And I'll say this again to my brother CG, you know, don't question me about if Yahweh is wrong. You know I don't believe that. Why would you even say that to me? That was very insulting. And I don't need to show you the Hebrew name of the Creator in Torah. All you got to do is pick up a Torah and look at it. Yod-Heh-Vah-Heh. Okay. I believe that the vowels, based upon my studies, is the Sheva, Olam, and Kamatz. Okay. And that's how I pronounce it. I pronounce it other ways because I want everybody to feel included. I might say Yahweh. I might say Yahuwah. I might say Yahovah, but I believe it's Yehovah, okay, based upon my study. And so none of us know, okay, because we wasn't there, okay, but we, on the best information that we can get, we pronounce the name in the best way that we possibly can. And so I didn't mean to be insulting to your brother. I love you. You know what I mean? But, you know, you kind of overstepped yourself tonight because that wasn't even a subject. We will do a study on that, and we'll look at the different scenarios on how the different pronunciations of the name of Yod-Heh-Vah-Heh was formulated, and then leave it up to each person's conscience, okay? According to your conscience. I'm not into that dogma, okay? Because really, people be talking about Paleo Hebrew and this and that. Y'all don't know. Y'all wasn't there. You never heard the language. Okay? It's like the hieroglyphics. You know, it's all theoretical pronunciations. Okay? You know, something that you never experienced. So, you know, we on those things we have to base it on, you know, what our conscience demands us to base it on. So I didn't mean to be rude, but that when people ask me a question like that, is Yahweh wrong? Well, you know doggone well I don't believe Yahweh is wrong. You know, I know, you know, you got a more enlightened question than that. Man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceeded out of the mouth of Yahovah. And we can communicate on a higher level than that. And if I offended you, I didn't mean to. But you know, I'm a straight up OG. You know what I mean? I'm gonna speak it like it is, and I don't. You know, that was kind of insulting for you to even ask me if is Yahweh wrong. You know, what you need to ask yourself: am I wrong? Like I ask myself, because I know Yahweh is never wrong. Peace and blessings to you. Y'all have a good Sabbath, a peaceful Sabbath. I hope this study, the part 1 and 2, has brought enlightenment to you. Okay. So that you can know what the will of Yahweh is. To put his Torah in your mind and to write it on your heart, that he might cleanse you from the quality of darkness into the quality of light, and in the quality of Tzedakah and the quality of divine nature. Okay. And peace and blessings to all of you. And like I said, I know I speak real strong and direct. I don't mean to be insulting, but if you're insulted, then, you know, be insulted. It's not my concern. My concern is to teach the word of Elohim in clarity and truth. Okay, I don't get off on superficial stuff. Great, y'all. Brother Dwayne, yo, sir, that's my brother there. Yeah, that's a good young brother. Peace and blessings to you and everyone who joined tonight. Peace and blessings. I just hope everybody got some revelation and some knowledge and proper direction so that we can fulfill the will of the Father. In the name of Yeshua HaMashiach ben Elohim. Amen.